Hello, friends. It's Rob over here at Cheap Comic Collector, and today we're going to do another What Am I Reading episode. And it's a little bit different today. Instead of doing a variety of books, I had the first four issues of Captain America and the Mighty Avengers, which I've never read and didn't quite know what to expect. Um, so we'll just get into it. First off, this is not Steve Rogers. This is the Falcon, Captain America. And these were from, when are these from? 2015, I think it says. There's no magnifying glass. Man, they started printing this stuff small. Yeah, 2015. So there's a nice little thing here in the front that kind of tells you what's going on. So that caught me up to date a little bit. Basically, this is the Avengers that was being run by Luke Cage. Doesn't have any of the main Avengers in it, really, other than, I guess, She-Hulk you would consider a main Avenger. And quite honestly, she's just barely in it. So, but anyway, what's going on at the start of this is that Luke Cage and the Falcon are both behaving erratically, not quite their heroic selves. Something happened previously where I guess they had fought some kind of Red Skull hate wave where he took over the mind of Professor X or something, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm not familiar with that story. I just know what I read here. So anyway, the after effects of that have them, they're not behaving the way they normally would. So we get into that, and everybody's talking about the new Falcon. This guy back basically here in the park there's a new Captain America. When did that happen? So that's basically me. I knew Falcon became Captain America, but I'm so clueless when it comes to the newer comics that's basically me. So the artwork's pretty decent. We got Al Ewing doing the writer. Luke Ross is the artist, and I enjoyed this first issue quite a bit. It's for it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The Falcon is basically taking out these bad guys, but he doesn't care if he kills them in the process. Like I said, he's not acting normal. And then back at the old theater where Luke Cage used to hang out, and we got his old buddy Dave Griffith helping run things, and basically it's kind of Heroes for Hire / Avengers type activity. Spider-Man shows up and Luke Cage throws him out. He's trying to apologize for his actions when Doc Ock had taken over as Spider-Man, the superior Spider-Man. And Luke Cage throws him out anyway because, he says that Spider-Man still let it happen. It happened on his watch, so. And then there's this corporate guy. Don't really know anything about this guy. His name is Jason Quantrell, CEO of Cortex Incorporated. He's apparently the big bad. And this was a fun series, or at least a fun issue. The writing, the banter, kind of made you wonder what was going on, but it kept you reading. And so it was kind of cool. And then this guy shows up. This is Plunderer, who is the brother of Khazar from the Savage Land. So I was thinking he died a long time ago, but whatever. There he is. Very nice art. And then so he goes in there, and then the Falcon shows up, and basically, again, he attacks the people who were attacking the boardroom. Doesn't care whether he kills them or not, pretty much. and but he's actually saving the bad guy because they were attacking a bad guy. And then some of the bad guys are acting kind of nice. Like the plunderer wanted to donate the money they were going to steal to orphans. So everything's a little mixed up. Bad guys are acting a little bit good. Good guys are acting a little bit bad, which has something to do with the whatever happened in the previous storylines. So, and then towards the end there, the Falcon is meeting with Tony Stark, and they basically decide they're going to shut down the current Avengers, which is Luke Cage's team of the new Power Man, White Tiger, Kalu, She-Hulk, Spectrum, and Blue Marvel, and of course Luke Cage. So that was the end of the first issue. The first issue was good. It piqued my interest. It made me keep reading. So, second issue wasn't quite as good. The artwork is. Let me see if it's the same artist or not. I guess we'll get to the credits in a minute. But it opens up with the big bad CEO. This is a former employee of his who was arrested earlier. He does something to her, which is going to transform her into something. Doesn't really say what. And then the Fast Five show up, which is basically Blue Streak and some other people on roller skates. So there's the credits. Allie Wing still doing the writer. Luke Ross still penciler, but Ivan Coelho is apparently the inker. So, most of the art is pretty good. I'll show you why I didn't like the art in a minute. This stuff here is pretty decent. There it is. The She-Hulk's costume. What the heck is the she wearing? She wouldn't be caught dead in that. She'd wear nothing before she'd wear that. But anyway, maybe that was first used somewhere else. I don't know. This is apparently part of some storyline called Axis, which has to do with the good guys that are acting evil. So it goes on for a bit. They're arguing back and forth. Luke Cage tries to sell the company and then finds out he can't. He's trying to sell it to that corporate guy that was the bad guy. And you can tell the artwork's just not quite, as it gets through the issue, it's not quite as good. So it's probably the other guy taking over from Luke Ross. But and then these guys, the Avengers, Medusa, Scarlet Witch, Thor, Iron Man, and Falcon show up to take down Luke Cage and the Mighty Avengers. So then you have the battle issue in issue 3. And the artwork's about the same as the previous issue. Towards the end of the previous issue, it's still got the same art team, same creator team. Yep. So these guys are all the ones. The Wasp is there too. I didn't see her in the last issue, but she was probably small. So they show up to basically tell them they can't be Avengers anymore, and Iron Man activates this guy in Greece so that Blue Marvel will leave because he's too powerful for them to take on. And then they fight. Fight goes on for a while, but it was interesting, at least, unlike most fights. And then Spider-Man shows up to kind of trying to act as a buffer between the two teams. And then Blue Marvel comes back because he already took care of the problem. So the Falcon and Tony Stark's team back down. And then it's kind of the end. This guy gets his heart torn out by a creature who was seen briefly here. That's what that first few pages was about. Was the bad guy was rolling this guy into an alley, and then this creature shows up And I assume that this is what the lady in prison transformed into, but it's never explained. It doesn't show that. It doesn't show any of that. So I think a lot of this storyline is happening somewhere else. But they don't tell you that other than referring you to the Axis storyline, which I don't know anything about. I don't know where to look for it. I don't know. That's one thing that current comics are not very good at. The editorial staff, quite frankly, sucks. They don't tell you where to go to finish the storyline. So in the fourth issue, I was expecting to see a continuation of the third issue, right? But no. Now everybody that was acting evil is all better. So it still kind of continues from the last one because Luke Cage is going undercover to meet with that big bad because he thinks he's still working with him. And still got the same creatives. And the artwork's a little bit better. They do a really good job, especially on Spectrum here. And so yeah, this is Luke Cage meeting with the bad guy, but he's actually undercover. White Tiger and Power Man, the new Power Man, who I know absolutely nothing about, are meeting with detectives to try and figure out what happened to the guy that had his heart ripped out. And so I guess that's going to continue on. There's the creature. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the lady that was in prison just transformed. But we still don't know who the big bad is at the corporate level. That's him there at the end of the issue. So well, it's not quite the end of the issue. Falcon decides he deserves to be Captain America after all, even though he remembers all the bad things he did. So, and that was pretty much it. Not bad. I really liked the first issue the best, and then the fourth issue just disappointed because it didn't reveal anything that it should have revealed because it all got revealed somewhere else, but they didn't tell you where to read it. So yeah, that was it. All in all, not bad. Like I said, the first issue pretty much was really good. I thought it kind of knocked it out of the park, but after that, it just kind of went downhill. This series only lasted 9 issues. I don't know if that was planned or, if they just, sales were that bad. But, probably, there's enough people that aren't too happy when there's a replacement Captain America. And then if that guy decides that, is it basically acting like an evil jerk? It's probably not a good. Probably not a lot of people want to read that if they're Captain America fans. So, anyway, only lasted 9 issues. Then it was over. I don't have the other issues, so I don't know what they're about. But that was it. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going through some books I got in. The title will be basically a box of disappointment or something on that order. So, see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.